Hey everyone, this is Felipe and welcome to another episode of Nation of Immigrants, where we empower immigrants as well as pay tribute to the great immigrants who have and who continue to pursue their version of the American dream while making this a better society. So we're all going through the pandemic. We're all going through enormous challenges and we're kind of all in the same boat. There are some industries that perhaps haven't felt it so much. If you're Amazon, you're really busy. But for the most part, whether you're an entrepreneur or you work for somebody, these are scary times, right? So it's really important to define how we're going to get through this. Even though this has been going on for a few weeks, it looks like we still have at least about a month of this situation. And so I think it's important for us to have this conversation and for us to decide how we're going to get through this from now on if we haven't already been doing so. And so obviously one way, especially if you spend all of your time watching the news, one way you can get through this is to panic. But you might not get through it because you'll give yourself a heart attack, all right? It's absolutely horrible what is going on. I can't believe the numbers every time I see them. It's horrific, and there's no sensible explanation for it. And you know, there's finger pointing here and there, and we can talk about that if you want at some point, but not right now. It's really tough. It's tough to see people losing their lives over this nonsense. But here we are. And so we have to do the very best with what we have. And if you're watching this, that means you're still around. And that means you're looking to do something a little better. You're looking to perhaps become a better version of yourself, especially during this time. So yeah, you could panic or you could get depressed and you can focus on that. See, everybody gets upset. Everybody has lost something. Everybody is going through some kind of challenge here. The key is not to stay in that mental state. As you guys follow the journey of this channel, you're going to get sick of me talking about motivational speakers, but I love these guys and gals, all right? And one of my favorites is Tony Robbins. This guy has helped millions of people take their lives to the next level. And Tony is famous for saying, choose your mindset. Choose your mental state. Okay, so you define the state that you're going to be in. And he said, look, everybody gets upset. Everybody gets depressed. You feel those things. Get it over with. Just let it out. Okay, you're a human being, so you have the right to get angry and upset and sad. Okay, but there's a period of mourning. And that period should be relatively quick because you're wasting time, right? Instead, let's focus on something else. So a little bit about me. I'm an immigration attorney. I have immigration offices. I have a team of 17 people. After the pandemic, we're going to hire 2-3 more, so we'll be at 20. And of course, when this thing started to happen, and when we saw the writing on the wall that we might have to be remote, and then when we were told to stay at home, we're here in California. Of course, scary time, very scary time. And I remember sitting down with my wife. And I just did some soul searching and I said, I don't know exactly how we're going to do this, but we are keeping every one of our staff on board full time. We're going to keep them on board. And it sounded like an insane idea, but I was very pleased to hear one of my coaches. I hired coaches to make me better. I didn't learn how to run a business in law school. And so one of my coaches told me, look, you're not a shoe store. You're not, a Nike store where you can just put the shoes in the back until things get better and then you can sell, okay? You can't just restock things. What you have, Felipe, is time, right? You sell time in providing legal services. And right now, a lot of people they're worried about food and toilet paper, right? If they can hold off on purchasing legal services, they're probably going to, right? So are we going to get hammered? Absolutely. But what should we do with our time during this time? Is there a way that we can actually see a silver lining and use this time to our advantage? And I saw that, yeah, there is. And so what he said was, you only have X number of hours in a day, right? Well, it's 24, but depending how many hours you work, all right? Whether or not you use those hours, tomorrow they will be gone, and you start another day. So then I'm like, okay, so I put in, 8, 10, 12 or plus hours a day. We've put in 15 on a crazy day, but it's not usually. So what are you telling me exactly, right? How can I use this time if at some point the time we need to concentrate on providing legal services, that might get diminished? And he made me think this in a very different way. He said, use it to focus on parts of the business that you've been perhaps neglecting because you've been so busy. Go work on your website. Go work on policies and procedures. Go work on writing certain briefs or certain memos or certain articles that you wanted to do. YouTube channels that you've had in mind. And so this is my second channel. I have a Mandarin speaking channel for Chinese immigrants, but this is something I have been wanting to do. And so, hey, this is the perfect time to do it. So folks, whatever your situation is, find that silver lining and use this as an opportunity to catapult you to the next level. It's very counterintuitive. It's extremely counterintuitive. It doesn't make sense to us. But that's what's going to happen, because people thinking this way are going to come out of this significantly better. And so my coach told me, and I believe it 100%. He says, if you do this, if you are using your time to build parts of your business that were not necessarily being built, that need improvement, client relations, client management, all of that good stuff, if you are on top of it, and if you keep your staff and you show them love and you show them loyalty, when this thing blows over, I have a law firm. People are going to flood over because they've been kind of holding back. If they don't have to, like if they weren't arrested by ICE or local police, they don't necessarily need legal services right now. But after this is over, after we reach some kind of normalcy, these people will flood. There will be a flood of business. And so how does that relate to you, right? What is it in your life that you're doing? Yes, how is this going to affect you? But how is this going to give you time to perhaps work on certain skills, certain areas of your life, of your business, of your job, that will catapult you to the next level once we return to a sense of normalcy? Because the vast majority of people are going to spend their time losing their minds, going desperate, going nuts because of what's going on, and they're not going to focus on how they can come out of this better. And so the goal has to be that we're not only going to get through this, we're going to grow through this. And so you've got to find ways on how to make that happen. And thus far, it's been a very interesting journey. But I am extremely grateful. And it's funny, when you apply positive energy and you do good things and you think, we're thinking of just good ways to serve our clients, at least for us, people have been signing up. They've been signing up for legal services. Some weeks not at the rate that we're signing before, but dang, last week my New York firm had a pretty darn good week, and not. Oh, I said the word. You can't say it on YouTube. What are you going to do? They had a great week. They had an absolutely great week, and not pandemic good. Regular normal time good. So I believe it. I believe in positive energy. I believe in getting out there. And it's funny, things are triggered once you start putting good thoughts into action, right? Good thoughts, that's the beginning. We all need it, but most people don't act on them. So don't be that person, okay? So use this period of your life, do self-reflection, and see, how can you reinvent yourself? How can you learn that new skill? You've always wanted to learn a new language? Man, there's so many resources, so much stuff we can learn on the internet. If you want to learn, Google Translate, that wasn't around when I started learning some of my languages. You can become fluent in languages just using the internet. It's absolutely unbelievable. So I want you to dig deep and find the ways that you can make this into an experience that is not going to set you back, but an experience that's going to make you grow, and an experience that once this is over will put you at a higher level than your competitors. All right, folks, so stay strong, dream big, and I'll see you next time.